Hey everyone, it's Simon. Hope you're well and having a great start to the week/month. This is the Projects Update podcast for November 2016, where I go through all the different things that I'm up to across all of my various projects, some of which you may be interested in, you may not be interested in them all, but hey, you get to find out about them anyway, and it might tickle your fancy. So I'm going to start off with, this is the first week that I've had off of work for bloody ages. I was absolutely knackered by the end of last week and quite unwell, so I needed to spend the weekend kind of rejuvenating myself a bit, and this whole week that I'm off, aside from looking for hopefully a new job and a new flat, that really paints the fact that life is shit. It's not, well it is, but it's not, but you know how it is, people. But it means that I'm finally able to have some space to sit and build and plan and create the projects and the things that I've been banging on about saying that I'm doing for a while. So more on that as the week goes on, and I'll kind of circle back to that at the end of this podcast. But it's so liberating. Yes, I've eaten so much as well. And it's still only Monday morning. But it's nice because like my big achievement was to get Higher Plane Games getting a video out a day, and I've been maintaining that and doing it quite easily actually over the course of the last month. So I'm really pleased that that's gone across and has launched relatively smoothly. It seems to be going quite well as well. People asked for shorter videos, which is what these are. People weren't necessarily asking for stuff every day, but I'd quite like to get into the routine of doing it, because then I'm getting through all of my gaming backlog, and I've got like generations and generations of games. It's not as if I'm ever going to reach the end of this. So to me it feels quite natural to be putting out shorter videos, but just daily, so that people can pick up and play when they're like commuting or something like that. So yeah, this is good for me. My sister website that deals with music reviews and introducing musical artists across like alternative rock, game music, chiptune type of artists, that goes daily from today as well. So I'm having to be massive like plan heavy. I've downloaded some apps to try and work out how I can properly plan and schedule stuff in advance, which is funny because in my day job I'm a communications manager, and it's the thing that I'm bitching and moaning about that people don't do in there. And then I find it a real struggle almost to then adhere to my own principles when I then come out of work. I get home just like, yeah, play a game, whatever, more. But yeah, so I'm going to have to be a bit more stricter with that to make sure it all works okay. So yeah, so we've got those two kind of going on. The big thing for me this month is to thank my patrons, or patrons, sorry, on Patreon. I always get those two mixed up. Now I've got a couple of people that are supporting me financially across all of the projects that I do, and I'm massively grateful for that. And I haven't really spent any of the donations that have come in so far. I've let them accumulate. But the first thing that I've really gone out and bought today with all of these donations are the gubbins and the wiring to be able to now record my PlayStation 2, 1, Wii, GameCube stuff with all of the different leads, because I used to have what was called a Dazzle, which let you plug, you know, the RCA connectors, the stuff, the 3 pins that you'd stick into the back of the TV before HDMI came along, and the Dazzle used to let you connect all of that in, but when my Dazzle broke, and then I had to buy, oh, what's it called? Hang on, I'll spin round, it's right behind me. Elgato. The Elgato capture card has S-Video or HDMI, and I didn't have any of the connectors that kind of let it all mash across, so I've been able to purchase all of those. Thank you so much to the patrons for doing it. I said that I'd only use your money for stuff that was ever going to benefit us as a whole, so that means, and it's one of the reasons why I've not been able to go back and like start doing Let's Plays of PS1, PS2 games and like the really, really old stuff, because of that. So it's now coming, and that opens up. I was sitting next to my PS2 collection here, and I'm like, what should I start with? There's so much, and I'm going to be going much more to Let's Plays in the future anyway. And talking of games, actually, November, there's a couple of games that I'm specifically looking forward to coming out. So World of Final Fantasy has arrived this morning, so I'm going to play it a bit. And then I'm considering doing a Let's Play of that and kind of wandering through. I love Final Fantasy. And you've got Final Fantasy 15 coming out at the end of the month. Oh, such the wait, such the wait. And then more for the people that actually like the racing side of stuff. Motorsport Manager comes out at the end of the month. Now I know definitely Zero, or Esther Ben, who does my F1 co-ops with me, is also looking at getting that as well. So we could have another like dueling side-by-side type of thing there. I did do an original like Let's Play of Track Day Manager, and I found it was a fun game, but it actually doesn't lend itself very well at all to Let's Playings. So I've done an episode of that, and I'm going to leave it a while, and then you'll see the progression of me playing that and improving stuff over time, which is why that hasn't become a massive regular thing. But yeah, Motorsport Manager, hyped for that. And they're kind of the big games that I'm looking for to this month. I would also add Planet Coaster to the list, but I don't think my PC can handle it. It can't handle Parkitect, so I don't think it's going to handle Planet Coaster, but oh my god, I'm looking forward to that as well. So that then brings me on to my own music, and for patrons of a certain level, they'll get a notification to be able to download these for free, but my very, very first studio album that I'd done back in 2007 is now out of contract, so I've been able to pop that onto my Bandcamp page, which is satorimon.bandcamp.com. And also on there, which may be of more interest to people here, is I've done a Silent Hill tribute album. I love the music that Akira Yamaoka made for that. Not just the proper rock out numbers, but the ambient side of stuff that's behind the scenes, specifically from like 2 through to 4. There was a specific tone. It was like a really gritty, angsty grrr sound. Loved it. And so I tried to channel that, I think, with a tribute album called My Hill Is Not Silent. And that's because there's so much fucking noise going on for it. Anyway, that one's available for pay what you want, which can mean nothing. So if you just want to download it, go ahead. Runology, which was my first studio album, has got a price to it. It's a weird one, because when I first went into the recording studio, and I was so naive, and I didn't realise the amount of time that it was going to take and the amount of cost that it was. And I was living at home at that time with my parents, and it was £140 a day, and I was playing every single instrument, and I'd written 25 songs. I was like, yeah, this is going to be fine. I'll just bash it all out. But I didn't realise just how much like the setup time for microphones and retaking things and technical issues and reverb sounds and all of this stuff, just how much time that took, grossly underestimated it. So it ended up that the songs that are on that album, because I didn't get them all done, everything's in one take. Almost everything is in one take anyway. I think some of the vocals have had like a redo halfway through, and it really shows, because there's stuff that's off key, there's stuff that's off time, and I've got used to it in my own head now, because I know where the issues are. I'm not really selling this very well, but to me the songs are still great. It's just the production of it is a little bit ramshackle. But hey, take a look at it. satorimon.bandcamp.com. Have a look. So for the rest of this week, where I'm off, I'm going to be getting loads of content together for Higher Plane Games, obviously with the videos, but also the website, which I've had basically sitting doing nothing for months. I'm going to finally get that off of the ground as well. I just needed the time to leverage to basically sit and get that going. ilovedisastermovies.com, there's going to be a couple of movies going on that this month, which seems to be getting quite a bit of traction, actually, that website. I'm really pleased, because it's really low frequency, but people do seem to love it, so that's great. High Play Music goes daily now, along with the podcast that's going alongside that, where I talk to artists and we go through the stems of their songs, and they'll talk to me about the process, about how they made it, which I find really, really fascinating. So that kicks off this month properly as well. After a few months ago, I done like a tester with a guy called Derek Bishop, who is really, really kind and generous to be able to let me walk through his music with him. So that's interesting if you like that kind of thing. What else have we got? I'm looking at my radio station. I really want an online radio station. It's just finance. It kills. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. But I might try and get something up off the ground by the end of this week. But the main thing that I'm going to be looking at doing towards the end of this week is actually I'm working on my third studio album now. I've been collecting songs for years. It's divided into several different things. I'm going to try and do some videos about how I'm making the album. And some of that will be over on a different YouTube channel for my music called Satorimon. But some of it I might put on here as well, specifically around the digital audio workstation that I use, so that you can kind of see, if you're interested in making music, how some of the tools that I use, how they work, have some fun together. I might even live stream it so that we can start putting in like weird and random sounds into songs. That could be quite fun. But we'll see. So it's not just games that I do. I do like a plethora of different things. It'd be quite nice if people are interested. Go and take a look. So, I think I've wobbled on enough. You guys all take care. I look forward to seeing you out and about online, wherever you may be. Bye all.